Hi, everybody. Okay, so I gotta say, like, if I look like I'm confused today on both episodes, I am. Because, and I'm usually not confused when I get answers, which I've been begging for answers for a couple months now, but I'm still confused because I don't know if the writers don't care, think we're all dumb. I don't know what it is, but okay. So I'm gonna explain what I'm talking about here. So okay, let's talk about the storyline that I hate first, just to get it out of the way. Okay, so they're doing the double thing where they're in faux Los Angeles and then Naples, Italy, right? And you know that the relationship between Nick and Brooke is gonna go nowhere. I've talked about this ad nauseum, sorry, but it's true. Okay? So I'm gonna go kind of backwards instead of, beginning to end. I'm gonna start at the end here. Okay? And also, kind of a note, when I don't care what happens in the storyline, you've lost me. Just FYI. Okay. Okay. So they go back to Italy, and I know what's gonna happen because I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna not gonna end well, and Ridge is gonna be the person she chooses, yada yada yada, which I am not looking forward to because I've been here, seen this, done this, I'm over it. Okay. But I try to follow along with the storyline, and I'm like, okay, so what's gonna happen? What's gonna be the problem? And turns out there's something wrong with Nick's yacht, boat. I don't know if it's a yacht or a boat. Anyway, so Brooke gets on board, and then Ridge says there's something wrong with the whatever, and that he doesn't want Brooke to be on it. Well, Brooke is on it, and Catherine Kelly Lang looks great, by the way, which she always does. That should be a permanent side note. Okay. Um, okay, so there's that. And poor, like, not poor because they probably do it and they have stunt people and whatever. Okay, but she's on the thing and she's just enjoying herself, laying out, and whatever, right? She literally falls off the boat and is in the water. And so Ridge just happens to see her and he jumps in the water right quick with all his clothes on. And he's gonna be the savior, he's gonna save her, and yada yada yada. Okay. And now they're gonna have the bond, which on top of all the other bonds they already have, they're gonna get back together and Taylor's gonna be left in the dust. Or what are they gonna do with Taylor's character? Because Taylor and Ridge have been engaged for a while, but they haven't gotten married yet. Okay. So just by that alone, you know that it's not going to go well because usually when they want to marry people off, they either plan the wedding and it's like a year or months in preparation, or they get off real quick and they do a elope to somewhere, and but they get married. Okay, they do not want to marry these people off. The characters off. So, and by the way, I've always thought that because I always knew pretty quickly that Brooke and Ridge are first and Taylor second. So, yeah. Okay. So I was not happy about that, and I was like, okay, whatever, because I saw it coming. Okay, getting back to the other story that's way more entertaining than that. So, everybody has questions about was Liam, what was wrong with Liam? why the speedy recovery, why the money, why a lot of whys. What for, where are we going, all this stuff. Okay. So poor Scott Clifton, now you have to get a visual image in your head. Okay. Poor Scott Clifton is still with the tape all around his head. Okay. But a couple weeks ago, last week or whenever, remember when Finn looked at the incisions and said, oh, like there was something wrong? And we were like freaking out thinking there was something wrong. Okay, slow down. The reason we thought there was something wrong was because of his reaction. But it was not wrong because his O was from the incisions being too small to have done what they claimed to have done. Okay? Because they claimed that the tumor was huge and inoperable at some point. Because remember, that was the thing. I thought he was going to, I thought they were going to unalive him and get a good send off. No. Okay, so what happened is, this is my story now. Okay? And I'm going to fill in the hole because now I can fill in the holes. Okay, so Liam, Scott Clifton, whatever, they made him fall down, hit his head, and whatever. Okay, so the brain bleed was real. I believe that. Okay. The tumor, however, I was always questioning of how do you get a tumor from falling down? And then furthermore, they said, oh, it was there, but we just weren't looking for it. Okay, I got questions for you. If you're supposed to be the top doctor, hospital, whatever, and you're not looking for stuff like that, what are you doing? Okay, so kind of put that on the back burner slightly. Okay, then we have Grace Buckingham, who we hardly see. I mean, I don't remember the last time I saw her before this. And her daughters are named Zoe and Paris. Now we know about Paris, but I don't know if I ever saw Zoe. Anyway, sorry, a weird aside. Okay. So in comes the doctor I've never seen. And apparently she knows all about the brain and everything. And she claims that Liam had a tumor and is inoperable, yada yada, right? Okay, now we find out today, after being pressured from Finn, because remember we left off with him saying, I want answers, and I want answers now. All aggressive. And I'm like, whoa, okay, he means business. Okay, so then he's still talking to her and says, like, Grace, just tell me. Tell me what it is. Tell me what happened. Tell me whatever. And she goes through the whole thing of like, well, yeah, but, and he's like, why so much money? It doesn't make any sense. For what was done, why so much money? And then he goes into was it really even necessary? And I'm like, oh God. Oh my God. And then my brain kicks in and like, it wasn't even necessary. Holy. And then she says, like, kind of mad and breaking down at the same time. It wasn't my choice. I didn't want to do it, but I had pressure. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, my ex-husband, Reese, and his gambling debts, and he needed money right away. And these people know where I live, and they know where my daughters are, yada yada. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, okay. Because I was kind of connecting the dots a little bit, but I had forgotten about time where apparently they kidnapped what's her face and Beth and told the parents that she had died. But I forgot that part because I didn't see that. Okay. All I know is that when Annika Noel started, that was when she cried for 2 years or like a year straight over this child, right? Okay, so then I'm connecting the dots and I go, okay, Reese is her ex husband and Reese had gambling debts from before. So I didn't think, okay, the same thing. So apparently he got himself in trouble again, needed $1 million. So Grace had to come up with an excuse to need $1 million, or like supposedly for a procedure that Liam didn't even need, but she got the $1 million from Bill Spencer. So yeah. But man, okay. Besides being pissed because I feel like I was taken again, which Bold, could you stop doing that? Could you stop giving me a storyline and then saying, oops, it wasn't how you thought it was. I'm sorry you fell for it. How am I supposed to know that, oh, this might be a trap? I mean, really? Okay, so I gotta give it up to the actress who plays Grace though, because she can cry on cue. Man, she can cry. And I want credit because I said, oh, she's looking really stressed and hyperventilating. Why? So I did notice the behaviors, but I didn't know the reason for the behaviors. So everything that was about Liam was a lie. A lie. Man, I feel so stupid. Should know. Okay, next time Grace is involved, I'm gonna be like, what is she there for? Who needs money? Does her ex-husband need money again? Literally, that's what I'm gonna think from now on. No, wow. So yeah, I don't know. 0 out of 2 for today as far as storylines, cause I feel like, yeah. And let me just say to whoever, I don't really like the feeling of feeling stupid. By the way, just just putting it out there. I am a really intelligent person, and the fact that you dupe me, I don't like it. And I knew that there was something wrong. I knew, but I didn't know what. Like, what I'm saying is, I knew the story didn't line up. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, that's where we are. And now, oh, but I guess Grace is really going to get it because she has to reveal to the other people, his family, that, oops, sorry, you never had anything. Like, you never had a tumor. Wow. Okay. Bye, everybody.